Hey, if you're wondering whether your betta fish could actually jump out of the tank and you are concerned about it, yes, your betta fish can actually jump out of the tank. So in this video, we'll explore what are some of the reasons that your betta fish jump out of the tank, how we can actually prevent your betta fish from doing so, and lastly, if your betta fish actually did jump out of the tank, what are some of the things that you need to do immediately to save your betta fish. So let's get started. Number one, some of the reasons why your betta fish jump out of the tank would have to do with their living environment. And the first reason is that it could be due to poor water conditions. When we say water condition, it got to do with all the water parameters like the temperature, the pH value, as well as the ammonia nitrate, nitrite level. All of this will affect your betta fish. An analogy that I've heard is that imagine if you are sleeping in your own pile of pool and you are in a really smelly toilet, you would automatically want to get out of the washroom, right? So same goes to the betta fish. If the environment is really dirty, the betta fish would have a tendency to want to jump, escape, hoping to find a better environment. Number two is that it could also be because the betta fish do not have enough living space. The minimum required or the recommended amount for your betta fish is actually 2.5 gallon worth of tank water. This is a 2.5 gallon tank. And the more the merrier, of course, but at the minimum of 2.5 gallon tank is required for a betta fish to have enough moving space and healthy environment. The third reason could be because they are overexposed by light. Now imagine if I ask you to stay under the hot sun for 24 hours every single day. That is what may feels like for the betta fish if you turn on a really strong light on the betta fish every day. Now, know that betta fish is a tropical fish and they actually sleep at night. So what this means is that they are just like us humans. We have our own circadian rhythm. We have days where we are awake. We have times where we are sleeping. So the same goes for your betta fish. Therefore, if you have lights, it will always be ideal to have plants or any other decorative items that doesn't have sharp edges, that can give them some place to hide away from the light, and to also turn off the light for some part of the day. Also get the much needed rest time to sleep. Now the fourth reason could just be because betta was actually having a natural instinct to run away from danger. Now what we mean here is that if let's say your betta fish is already living in a bad parameter, it is already very stressed, a lot of different things can actually stress out the fish and activate their fight or flight response a lot more. Like, you know, other fishes, or my friend and I, we would joke that if you put your fish there, maybe if it's stressed, it would jump up, face problem. And all of these are gonna be a lot more likely for the betta fish if the betta fish is stressed. And another reason could just be because there are something they are interesting outside of the tank. Like an example is a fly that actually fly by. That is actually betta fish food. So for betta fish, it's like, oh my god, my food, and then it jump, and you know, this is not a natural habitat where there's a lot of pond water and then it just happens to fall out of the tank. That is also a possibility. And last but not least, some betta fish do just have a natural tendency to jump. This would be the reason if at all your tank parameter, they have all the best parameter, is already perfect, there's no issue at all, there's no flies to distract them, and they are not stressed out, well then it could just mean that the betta fish is a natural jumper, because evolutionary in their own area like the rice, the paddy fields, some of these areas they would actually just jump around for them to reach different area. So it can just be an evolutionary natural instinct that your betta fish has, that it jumps. Next, let's talk about how we can prevent your betta fish from jumping. Number one, it's of course to fix all the water parameter if it wasn't already addressed, like to fix the temperature, the pH value 6.5 to 7.2, to ensure that there's enough live plant, filter beneficial bacteria to remove the ammonia. All of these are going to help you to get a better environment. And another thing is to make sure you get tank with sufficient amount of tank space, 2.5 gallon worth of water, to ensure that the betta fish have an environment that it would want to stay in instead of it's want to escape from. And of course, the other piece that you can look at is to ensure that the lighting is right. If you are always going to have lighting, once again, make sure that there are some kind of places that the betta fish can hide from, like this plant right here, or some decorative item that is not sharp. Those will help the betta fish to have some hiding place, and of course to turn off your light when it's time for the betta fish to sleep. Last but not least, if it is due to the natural instinct of the betta fish, or there could just be flies flying around, your best bet is to actually place like a piece of protective glass like what we have over here, to ensure that, you know, if the betta fish, they were to jump, instead of jumping out of the tank, they will hit the glass, which is a safer option as compared to having the betta fish landing outside. Here's what to do if you find your betta fish outside of your tank. Now immediately, of course, you will just want to grab hold of your betta fish and put him back into the tank. And here is where you observe your betta fish closely. If your betta fish actually get recovered and they start moving, swimming around again, great, then your betta fish is safe. But if your betta fish is not moving, what you will want to do is to actually get your betta fish, gently hold it, and place it in front of an area where there will be a lot of water flow. If you have a bubbler, then yes, we recommend you to gently hold the betta fish and put the betta fish face to face towards the bubbler. If you do not have it, well, the intention is just to resuscitate the fish by, you know, getting the oxygen to pass through it. And you can also do that by putting your betta fish, you know, near a water filter where there's more air bubbles that's being pumped out. While we know that actively grabbing and holding a betta fish, even though we want to do it gently, it may still damage the betta fish fins or its tail. But know that the most important part right now, your priority is to get your betta fish breathing again. And a lot of this physical damage outside, like the fin damage, fin tear, all these things, they can be recovered after your betta fish starts breathing again. So that's it. There's a brief run through on why your betta fish jump out of the tank, how to avoid it, and also what are the things that you will want to do immediately if your betta fish actually jump out of the tank. So if you find this video to be helpful, please leave a like. If you have any question, please comment down below. And if you like our content, if you want to see more betta fish content, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Alright, this is Everyday Aquatics. We are going to sign off and we are going to see you in the next video. Take care.